Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? In this section, I will open a program by reciting Al-Fatihah together. Let's pray. Okay class, today we are still discussing about listening comprehension, and today we are getting class on 4th meeting, and today we are going to learn about how can you see some material on part B. Let's see. Types of problems in part B. Conversation. Direct conversation. We always find some direct conversation in part B, and in some conversation on part B you will hear all of the information that you need to answer the problem correctly, and you will not need to draw conclusion. When you hear a conversation between two speakers, you must remember the details, what were stated. Look at the conversation. Tell me about your trip to New York. It was great. We saw the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building and all of the tourist attractions of the first day. When we saw the museums the second day and spent the rest of the time shopping and seeing how. So, what are the man and woman talking about? For the answer, the woman's trip. That's for example. And the next on B, computation conversation. Remember, computation means simple mathematics. In some conversation on part B, you will have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide in order to answer the problems correctly. In another conversation, you will be given all of the information and you will not need to add, etc. When you hear a conversation between two speakers, you must decide whether it is necessary to compute the answer to the question asked by the third voice. If you need to make a computation, you must be accurate. Yeah, the point is you must be accurate. Look at the example, and it will help you to review the computation on part A. You can see your material on part A, talking about computation. And you just read about the example, please. Place conversation. Place means the location where the conversation occur. In some conversation on part B, you will hear words and phrases that will suggest location. For example, books, a card catalog, and a checker desk suggest a library, for example. And when you hear a conversation between two speakers, you must listen for information that will help you draw a conclusion about where the conversation most probably took place. And it will help you if you prepare to listen for place information when you see for places as possible answers in your textbooks. You just see and read the example. Have you got it, guys? Okay, next, the last one, imply conversation. Imply means suggest, but not state. In many ways, imply conversation are like place conversation. In some conversation on part B, you will hear words and phrases or intonations that will suggest how the speakers felt, what they will probably do, or what kind of work or activity they were involved in during the conversation. When you hear a conversation between two speakers, you must listen for information that will help you draw a conclusion about the situation. It will help you if you prepare to listen for implied information when you see the word that as the first word in the four possible answers in your textbooks. For example, conversation between man and woman, and for the third voice, what will the man probably do? Thank you. Okay class, I have delivered my presentation to all of you, talking about how can you see about the problems on part B, and I think enough for this presentation. Thank you very much for all of your attention, and I would say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next. Bye.